Hi, my name is Kim Cullen and I'm a Winter Park personal injury attorney. I wanted to share with you a discussion I had with a client recently when it came time to try to get his case resolved. Typically when a client has reached what we call maximum medical improvement, we'll have a discussion with the client about a settlement strategy where we try to come up with a number that we want to start negotiations at, understanding that in most personal injury cases there is a little bit of negotiation between where we start and where the insurance company or the defendant starts in terms of making settlement offers. So in this case, our client had 2 knee surgeries. He had incurred some medical expenses. I think $20,000 to $30,000 had been paid by his insurance company for the surgeries and follow-up care and things like that. And he hadn't had any lost wages. But he did repeatedly tell me that he'd been suffering with a lot of pain with his knee, and both before his surgery and during the recovery process. Obviously it's very painful going through the physical therapy and things like that. So when it came time to discuss settlement values, we suggested a number, and we sort of, based on our experience handling cases like that, we said, well, let's start somewhere in the range of $200,000. Where our client got very upset and said that there was no way he would even consider resolving his claim for anything less than $3 million because the pain had been so devastating and so real for him. In our experience, a case like his is just not going to settle for anything near $3 million. And so I wanted to talk to you or to anyone watching this video about why that is. First, typically large settlement values or large verdicts are supported by large medical bills or lost wages. In this particular case, we didn't have any lost wages, and we had $20,000 to $30,000 in medical expenses that we're going to have to pay back to an insurance company. Although $20,000 to $30,000 obviously is not a small amount of money, when it comes to a personal injury case, it's not hugely significant, and it certainly does not support generally a $3 million verdict or settlement value of any kind. Secondly, we found in handling personal injury cases that there's somewhat of a psychological barrier when it comes to either trying to get cases settled or to get juries to award any amounts over $1 million. $1 million seems to be sort of a threshold number that jurors or insurance companies have a very difficult time getting over. Typically, in order to warrant a case like that or a settlement value like that, you have to have catastrophic losses of some kind, whether it be something like a limb off or the inability to work forever or some catastrophic loss like that. In this particular client's case, we just didn't have that. Lastly, generally a $3 million result of any kind, whether it's a settlement or a jury verdict, is going to have a large component of pain and suffering damages. In this case, our client did have 2 knee surgeries, but his knee was going to get better. It may not return completely to its functionality before his accident, but his knee was going to get better. And while it might cause him pain from time to time, it wasn't going to cause him the excruciating, non-stop, unrelenting type of pain that we typically see in a case that would fetch a large amount of either jury verdict or settlement amount of $3 million or anywhere in that range. So this is sort of how these cases get analyzed there. It's a lot more art form than it is science, and typically it's us applying years of experience handling these cases and kind of knowing what juries do in Central Florida and applying it to each of our clients' factual scenarios and determining sort of how to negotiate them. If you have any questions regarding a Florida personal injury case or how we come up with numbers that we come up with to get these cases resolved, please call me or my law partner Robert Hemphill at 407-254-4901 or visit our website at cullen-hemphill.com.